Hello guys, this is Vysh. So the Hindu editorial, yesterday we restarted it. We were doing this last year and this year we actually did not get time, and also now when the prelims got over and the new batch has started studying, we thought we'll restart it. Okay, so again yesterday's episode, I think there was audio issues. I hope today that is resolved, and the video also, maybe the presentation, whatever you see on the screen, that will be not getting any issues, but the camera which I am recording, okay, because of certain Wi-Fi and technical issues, maybe my portion alone which you see here on the maybe right side of your screen, it will be maybe getting stuck. Okay, so some moment you see that I am like frozen, or my hand is getting stuck or something, do not focus on that, just focus on the content behind you. Okay, content will be running smooth hopefully, and the other issue also, camera issue, I will try to fix it. Okay, I am in a different location, that is why the Wi-Fi here is not very good, but still because I started something I have to do it. Okay, so if you see the date, July 4, 2023, episode number 2, and the WhatsApp number is there for the beginners if you are new to this channel. And yesterday many things I told in the video, and I will not be repeating most of such things, so please watch yesterday's episode also. The significance of Hindu or Indian Express or any newspaper is very significant. Okay, it's very important in the UPSC students' life. Okay, so if you see, first, as usual, I'll show you the articles which are important. Okay, so this is how it will look like. Hindu editorial, 2 pages will be there every day. Only Saturday it will be like one ground zero page is there. Here you see editorial and opinion. Okay, but in the Saturday it will be editorial and ground zero. So ground zero is not important for you. Remaining days, editorial and opinion both are important for you, and there will be certain articles also which are not relevant. Okay, so and Sunday there is no editorial. Okay, Sundays there will be no episode. So here if you see the first article, it is politics, pure politics of BJP, Congress, whatever, that is not needed for your exam. Okay, for your personal interest you can read, but we will not be covering it. Such articles we will not cover. Okay, so politics not needed. This one if you see, GS2, Putin, Russia's president, he is losing power, or Russia is losing its glory. That is being discussed. A very lengthy article it is, but I will try to tell you the important points. Okay, and then this one if you see, GS3, climate change. Okay, your environment portion, there's something called just transition. Okay, just transition, just means that justified, fair, that kind of just. Okay, just transition, and the COP summit, conference of parties, that we'll discuss. Okay, then we have this local news from Tamil Nadu. Every day in the editorial and the opinion page, one article will be about a state. Okay, so that is not relevant. Yesterday it was Telangana related something, today it is Tamil Nadu. Okay, and then again if you see here, it is GS2 again, which is your international relation, NATO and NATO Plus. Okay, so what it is, it's very important. NATO Plus, I am expecting question in the prelims and mains in the coming 2 years. Okay, so it should be very carefully listened till the end of this video. Then again, Har Ghar Jal scheme, or the Jal Jeevan mission. Okay, that's very important because the timeline was ending in 2024. So before that, what is the progress of the scheme, that you have to know. That is about GS1, GS2. Then we have this again state specific. So again, too many details I won't do. You should know that in opinion page, the bottom article will be always lot of charts. Okay, yesterday it was tomato price and the monthly increase in the price and all that it was. Today it is Kerala's social indicators. Okay, like their maternity rate, or their the mortality rate, and the different indexes in child and mother or adult or divorce rate, that kind of some indicators are there, that also I'll show you. So these are the articles. And one more thing, whenever, if suppose till now we were not doing editorial, you might be following some channel, some page and all, so you'll be thinking like, should I continue that or should I continue this? Okay, one thing is, if you're looking for English, ours is the best one, I will tell you. If it's Hindi is your language, you can prefer that one, whichever you're already watching, because there are a lot of good YouTubers who are doing it in Hindi. Okay, but again, there is one problem in most of the YouTube channels which I've noticed is, they do not cover all the articles. Okay, because you people also tend to blindly believe those teachers. They take 2-3 articles and teach you, and 20-25 minutes episode they make. You assume that, okay, today my editorial is complete. But what happens is, they, as per their comfort level, they might be skipping 1 or 2 articles from this. Okay, because they'll see some is lengthy or some are little complicated wordings, so they might do it. Okay, maybe later day they'll cover it for you in a different article when it comes from the same topic, but it is, I don't think it is pure justice to you, because you are blindly believing us as a teacher, and you want the thing to be properly told so that you don't have to do the effort of reading the paper. Okay, like if you skip that and then believe us, and then you finally found out that something is missing, you cannot go back and catch up. So make a decision. Okay, like which teacher are you following? Follow them strictly. Okay, but still you have to read the paper for your vocabulary and for your writing skills and presentation skills and all, because we teach you the story only. Okay, so again, now if you see, these are some questions which I told you yesterday also, so I am not repeating it. You just go through it. Okay, like should you watch another channel's video? Should you read the paper even after watching this? Then will we give any notes for it? Should you make notes for it? Such things are answered here. Okay, why I am supporting Hindu more than any other newspaper. So all those things, how to contact us is there. Please pause it and read it if you did not watch yesterday's episode. But ideally, if you are a serious aspirant, you should watch that also, this also, and every episode which you do in future. Okay, so this is the frequently asked questions before starting editorial. Test series batch, we have kept the discounts and installments extended for one more week. 23 batch, I'm telling. Sorry, 24 batch. 23 is the year which is going on now. 24 batch and 25, you don't have to join this, because for you a 2-year timetable program I'm doing. If you don't want that, you want to study 1 year only, wait till the upcoming prelims gets over. From there 1 year I will do. Okay, same like this. So wait for that. But it is open now. Please come and contact us. Okay, the WhatsApp number is given. Come and contact us. I'll give you the details of how to join the test series. Then we tell you free classes are there. Free classes in the sense there are 30 foundation videos which you have to start. So then you will know what actually we teach you, what all textbooks are covered, what more textbooks will be done in the future, how to study those, how to use them, everything you will come to know from the foundation. So first WhatsApp me again and start your free classes. Okay. Vysh courses channel is there. In Vysh courses channel, current affairs specific videos are there, and you know many burning issues are there now, like the Manipur violence is there. France is burning now, the cities are getting burnt, and then uniform civil code is there. These are very, very important topics. Okay, India, Myanmar, Thailand highway is coming. These are the highlights I'm telling last week. So these are all specific individual videos. Me or my team, somebody will be doing it. Okay, starting from next week we will be doing continuous current affairs. So that mostly will come in this channel also and that channel also. Okay, or sometimes only in that channel, Vysh courses. So please subscribe this channel also, because that is a channel for all the kind of exams. Because I know civil service, when you are failing, now you are trying EPFO exam, you are trying APFC, CDS, many exams you are trying. So that is why that channel is also made, so that you have a current affair coverage of all the kind of exams possibilities. Okay, so please subscribe both the channels and save our number also. And these are the foundation videos. Again, instead of searching for the playlist, come and WhatsApp me. I will give you the proper links of individual videos. Okay, so that you don't miss out any video. So articles, as I told, first one is the charts which you saw, the Kerala charts. So here if you see, the charts don't focus too much. It is not even like Kerala's thing, it is Kerala's districts thing. Okay, Kerala has 14 districts. Okay, starting from Kasaragod and starting to Trivandrum, the capital at the bottom. So 14 districts are there. So there internally how the difference is there, that is what they have put in the graphs. So it is not important for you. District level and all you don't have to study. Okay, so in the article it is shown, it is well documented fact that Kerala always ranks number 1 in most of the things. In Niti Aayog report you take, any survey you take, always it will be like anything. Okay, population control or divorce rates or any social kind of thing you take, most of the times Kerala is number 1. Okay, so that they are telling. Okay, but within the districts, there is a lot of disparity. It's not like uniformly everything is good. There are some districts which are very poor, some are very better. Okay, so that is what they have explained here, and they have told here the differences between relatively rich districts such as Ernakulam, Alappuzha, Thrissur, Thiruvananthapuram, and relatively poor districts such as Kasaragod, Palakkad, Wayanad, Malappuram, etc. So like that they have just told a thing. So people who are in Kerala, they can actually look at this, and they are telling this is in the first story published on June 26, Tamil Nadu's number were analyzed. So now that day, June 26, they are telling Hindu, they would have done the same thing for Tamil Nadu's districts. So that versus this, when they compare, they are telling Kerala's this thing. Okay, it's not that much variation. Okay, it is important to note that inter-district variations are not as stark in Kerala as it was in Tamil Nadu. That is the last line. Okay, so that is what the author is telling, and this is not at all important for you. The heading, if you see, Kerala Stats NFHS, that is National Family Health Survey. This yesterday also I discussed a detailed article on National Family Health Survey and the data of disabled people and all. So please watch yesterday's episode also. So this article is not very significant. This is the maximum is there in that. Don't waste your time reading this. Now the important article, NATO Plus, which question will come in the upcoming 2-3 years. Surely detailed question will come in both prelims and mains. So it was during a virtual press briefing in March 2023 on the NATO focus on South Asia. Okay, so that means there was a press conference or press briefing about the NATO's focus on the South Asian region. Okay, so there, and the Indo-Pacific region. So there, the representative who was there from USA side, they told that NATO alliance is open to more engagement should India seek that. Meaning they are actually offering India. Okay, NATO Plus. Okay, NATO alliance, actually NATO alliance, I'll tell you 30-31 countries are there. Full static part also I'll teach you today. Okay, you don't need any other source after this. Then this is more open to more engagement, And reflecting the same sentiment, another select committee or something, they also told strengthening the NATO Plus framework by including India in the grouping. I mean, they want India in the grouping. Okay, now the recent Modi's visit also you would have seen, they are like, this much grand visit did not happen in recent years. Okay, for any representative going to USA, this much grand welcome or this much grand programs never happened. Okay, so that you can go and confirm also. So that flag also which you see right in the picture, the flag, the blue color, that is actually NATO's flag. Okay, NATO is a group of countries, mostly European countries. So then once this offer came, right, like join NATO or join NATO Plus, our external affairs minister, you know, he's like excellent in giving the bold statements and everything good for India, he tells. So India's external affairs minister rejected this idea by saying that NATO template does not apply to India. Okay, because we are not someone who will obey USA just like that. Okay, at least now the present regime of India does not ask help to USA. Instead, USA is asking us help. Okay, we have proper trade relationship with everyone. Okay, for defense we need, for power sector we need, like that we have trade tie-ups. But our policies, our individual policies are our own. Okay, we decide what we will do with Pakistan. We decide what we will do with China. Okay, others cannot dictate us. That is how current government is as of now going. Okay, so our NATO model doesn't suit India. That's what he tells. So what is that and how it doesn't suit, that I'll tell you. Okay, so now if you see, this is the NATO countries. Okay, around 31 countries are there. You don't need to by heart, because if you have, if maybe UPSC will ask it, because once UPSC already asked in prelims the G20 countries. They gave 16 countries list or something, like A 4 country, B 4 country, like that. Many countries, and told which pair is the wrong or which one of the thing is not a member of NATO. So it was a difficult question because you have to memorize 20 countries and go. So NATO 31, it is highly possible that UPSC will ask that also, because nowadays the factual things of way of asking is very high. UPSC is asking a lot of factual questions. So you have to study this 31 countries. I will tell. Okay, take your time and memorize, make a trick, or I'll also try to make a trick for you. And another thing is, as by the time you give the exam, instead of 31, it would have become 35 or 36 or something, because many countries are getting added to NATO. Okay, so what is the idea of NATO? That we'll see now. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. You know the world map. In world map, there is this North America, South America thing. Then there is Atlantic Ocean. Then next side where what it is. Next side is the European continent. Okay, that's why it is linked North Atlantic Treaty, meaning above the equator, North Atlantic Treaty, meaning USA with the European countries. That is the idea. Okay, so that again, what is the extremes of the world map? One side USA, one side old time it was USSR. Okay, Soviet before Russia. Now that broke up in 1991, it broke into 15, 16 small countries. But since then, you know, USA versus Russia has this Cold War kind of thing. Okay, now it is like a Cold War 2.0 which is going on. So these two, when fighting, USA made a very cleverly, he made something called NATO, North Atlantic Treaty. So he started signing this with every European country in the map. Okay, whatever is on the left side onwards, if Europe, if you take Spain, Portugal, like that, if you take, he started signing. Okay, that is what ultimately it reached till Ukraine, which is next to Russia. It reached till there. So that is when Russia reacted and Russia attacked Ukraine. Okay, because it's like USA reaching till your doorstep. USA signing one by one and reaching like a military alliance. If you enter Ukraine also, USA army also will come there sometimes. So it is a threat for Russia. So Russia attacked Ukraine, and that is why the war is going. This is the basic concept. Okay, many people may be not knowing that this is what happened. Okay, so 31 members list is given here. When it was established, NATO, 1949. 1949 it was established for a collective defense mechanism, meaning this whoever signs this, now like 31 countries are there, including latest is I think Finland, who signed in 2023 April. Okay, so if suppose somebody attacks Finland, then it is like considered as an attack on the whole 31 countries. They all becomes a team. Understanding? So now that is what Ukraine wanted to sign. So in case any later problems comes between Russia and Ukraine also, this full people will be against Russia because they are now NATO. That is why Russia don't like Ukraine signing NATO. So this is the idea by which it was formed. Okay, same like this, actually Russia also has made something. I think it's called Warsaw Pact or something. Whenever that article comes, I'll discuss. There Russia is also signing these things and making like Belarus or whatever is nearby Russia or Russia's allies. They have another group also like that. But that is very small group. Compared to how many USA has in their team, Russia has very less thing. Okay, so that is how it is as of now. Okay, and if you see, including countries from North America and Europe, majority being from Europe, and NATO countries, member countries vary in terms of what geography, population, economic development, everything varies. It's only their ideology of the politician people that matches, and they are wanting this. And also now after the Ukraine war, it has become even more this thing. People are afraid of Russia's attack or any other country's attacks, and now because see, Ukraine is getting all the support from USA. So many others are also thinking we'll better go and join NATO so that we don't have to worry about any attack on us, because other 30 countries will come to support us. Okay, so actually they became more and more stronger after the war. Russia is going weaker. That is another article which I'll discuss today. Russia is going down, Russia's glory is getting lost. There is another editorial today itself I'll discuss. So many countries, as I told, are being aspiring to become members of NATO due to concerns over the national security or geopolitical aspirations. Now the aspirants who, not you, not students, aspirants who want to get into NATO, they are Bosnia and Herzegovina, Georgia, Kosovo, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Ukraine. These are the people who are now presently aspiring. Okay, and to become a NATO member, see the criteria. They should have a stable democratic system, respecting human rights and the rule of law, having a functioning market economy, being able to contribute to alliances' collective defense capabilities. Okay, so these many conditions are there. This they will write in paper, but anyway, USA will welcome anybody who goes there. Okay, they don't need all these things. This is just a formal paper. Okay, but still UPSC, if they ask, or if you get a mains question on writing NATO, these are the things you have to do. How membership in NATO is done. Okay, and then how do they do? The entire alliance countries, they together decide when admitting someone new. Okay. They have a proper thing, not like USA alone will decide. They have a alliance and they will decide that. And the admission procedure is usually lengthy and all. Because Finland also, I think they're trying since many years, and now only April 23 they joined officially. Okay, next I think Sweden is in line. Sweden is trying to become the member of this. Now what is NATO Plus, where India is being invited? As I told you, NATO was formed by to counter Russia. But now the bigger threat for USA is China. So to counter China, they are making something new called NATO Plus. Okay, again NATO countries or USA as the head and another few countries. Okay, which is not usually Europe. China's problem means who will have problems? South Asian people have problem with China. So those people, if you see, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, and Israel, who is in this side, Israel is also there. Okay, because Israel is also ultimately a country of Asia. Okay, not Europe. So if you see Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Israel, South Korea, these are the 5 treaty allies of NATO, and together they are in NATO Plus already there. Here only they are inviting India. Okay, but India is not interested. Why not interested? That we'll discuss. Okay, so there's the main difference. NATO 31 countries are there. Here that NATO and 5 countries are there. And then this is to counter Russia. This is to counter China. Okay, that's the main difference. Then many other difference you will get, but this is the main one. Okay, the timeline is different. The intention is different, like that. Okay, so NATO did it do any good till now? NATO has played an important role in promoting peace and stability in Europe and beyond. Okay. They are telling. So the alliance has been involved in a range of operations, including peacekeeping missions, humanitarian interventions, and counter-terrorism efforts. So they are telling all these things in their About Me page. You go and check, you will get all these things. Okay. This is the map I told. If you see the green color, all these things is NATO, and the orange color is obviously the Russia and the few other countries which are supporting Russia. So this, when they see there's a gap between that green color and that orange color, till there USA reached signing NATO. That Russia is not liking. That is why now Russia-Ukraine war is going on since last more than a year. Okay, that also we'll discuss in the next article. So NATO is the summary. Okay, NATO is a transatlantic military alliance of 31 countries with the majority of members from Europe. After the dissolution of Soviet Union in 1991 and the end of the Cold War I, many thought that NATO would lose its relevance. Okay, this is what 1949 onwards NATO is there. So when Soviet Union broke up and everything, now Russia and all, they thought, okay, this is over, NATO thing is over. But actually NATO not only survived, but expanded much more after that. Okay, and Finland is the latest. Sweden is in the waiting list. NATO appears to be getting the much needed ground for survival thanks to Russia's tirade against its invasion of Ukraine. Meaning, as I told, because that attack happened, now many more countries are considering we need this team to survive in this world. Okay. So with NATO expanding, there is an onset of Cold War 2.0, which actually is going on now. And NATO Plus is not officially recognized like in a conference they decide, okay, let's launch NATO Plus, nothing like that. In their discussions, debate and like that, it happened. It's just happening. Okay, it's not like officially NATO Plus is launched somewhere. Okay, and that is where India got the this thing also, invite also. So here, NATO's earlier target was Soviet Union and now Russia, but the focus of NATO Plus is clearly China. But India is remaining missing link in this framework. Okay. So that India not joining, that 3-4 reasons I'll give you. So India joining this is, if you see, do we have any advantage because of that? we get a security umbrella, or we get a protection, we get this team, okay, where more technologies, more defense, many things they'll give to the NATO teams, okay. So that is there, intelligence sharing, interoperability within the member states, like there many things are there, okay. But in the largest context, okay, it's like they're telling the headline, if you see, India should refuse America's NATO Plus bait, meaning they're putting something for you to catch you, don't fall for that bait. That's what the author is telling, okay. First reason, getting into NATO framework will annoy Russia and China. India go and join there. India has very good relationship with Russia. China anyway leave it, but India has very good relationship with Russia. Okay, so they will get annoyed that we went and joined that team. Okay, so that is not good for us because we have lot of trade relationship with Russia. Okay, and again China is already irritated with India and we both are fighting in the borders. Now again we go there, China will be again provoked because that NATO Plus is made itself to this thing counter China. Okay, so now we go and join, that will again provoke China. Okay, so that is one reason we should not or we will not do it. Okay, and Russia China is also kind of friendship kind of thing is there, so it is not good for India to annoy both of them at a time. Okay, then second, it is already, as I told, formed due to threats posed by China. Now this thing, once you go to NATO's team, you know USA is a bigger power, whatever you tell USA is the bigger superpower. They will start dictating things to India. Like USA, you know how they, like China-Taiwan issue is another thing, China and Taiwan. So there USA has a policy, okay, how they treat China or how they treat Taiwan and all. China don't like Taiwan being considered as an independent country. So that stand which USA take, maybe they will impose it on us also once we become NATO. They will tell India, you also should listen to us. You also should do trades with Taiwan, China separately, like how we tell. So India don't want somebody to dictate on us. Okay, so this they don't want to complicate India's security or anything. Or also this will again provoke China if we do something like that. And then China will increase the army and everyone in the LAC line of actual control border. Seeing that we will again increase our units and everything there. So a lot of funding and military expense will come unwantedly, out of the fear of what if anything happens with China. Okay, so that is the reason we don't want anyone to dictate us and we won't join. This is the second reason. Okay, in your mains answer also, this is how you have to write. Very beautifully, you have to present and write your answers. Third one, traditionally maintained a policy of strategic autonomy. Okay, India always, you know, when there's USA-Russia's problem, we will have our own non-alignment movement, or every time we have been alone, or we have been master of our own policies. Okay, right from the time of Jawaharlal Nehru, even though in between we depended on them and all, we have our own policy decisions. Okay, so if we join there, it is like undermining our own autonomy, our own sovereignty, our own decision making power. So these three main reasons we will not join, and we don't want to strain our relationship with any other countries, especially with our neighbors and these people, China, Pakistan, all these things. So India has our own independent stance, and so we won't join NATO Plus. This is how you have to conclude. Okay, and what will India do as of now? Where will India join? India has our own Quad group and all. Okay, where again USA is there. USA, Japan, the Australia, India. Okay, so that again is for countering China only. So in this thing, so already when we have that, why should we go and team up with this European set of teams? Okay, that is not required. So we already have the Quad, and that is our priority. Okay, because we have to work on issues here, the border issues, the terrorism, the regional conflict, and all these things. Okay, so NATO's things is not suiting our model. Quad is suiting our model, and Quad, even they call it like the Asian NATO. Okay, Asian NATO, if you see here, Asian NATO as per China, this looks more promising. Okay, this is how you conclude the answer. Understanding? This is the article. Now again, that Russia's war related one article. Okay, not directly Russia-Ukraine. Here Ukraine is not there in this article. It's Russia's, like inside Russia, a civil war was about to happen last week. Okay, somehow Putin escaped from that. Else Putin would have even lost his power. So this, if you see this photo, who it is? If you follow world history, or if you know little interest in communism, history, all these things and all, Russia's history, you will know. It's actually Stalin. Okay. There is one more personality of the old timeline that we will study when world history we do. So Stalin and Putin. So this article begins by comparing these two. Comparing not by their any leadership quality or anything. Fear factor. Everybody are afraid of them. Okay. So better than asking any doubt also, they better think like, okay, let's not disturb him, we'll assume this is the thing and we'll do something. Okay, they are very afraid of asking anything to these two people. So about these two people, what it is, how it is, I will begin. They are telling a story. There is this hotel Moscow near Red Square in Russian capital, something, okay, some hotel, something is there, and there it's an architectural beauty, architectural one symbol is there. Okay, from the Stalinist era, Stalin's time. So it is designed by one of the most biggest architect there, legendary architect, name is written there, Alexei Susev, okay, in 1935. So there it is like a two-faced kind of, a twin symbol kind of is the symbol there, okay. So there is a story behind that symbol is what they are telling. Story behind the second paragraph, the story behind the twin design is that architect had submitted two designs actually to Stalin. Stalin, what did it is, he signed the approval in between the two pictures. Okay, and he got it now. Now he is confused, what did he mean? Did the first picture or the second picture? Which one is the final design? Okay, but afraid of checking with the boss again, because he is very afraid to again go and ask, which one did you tell? That much fear they have. This much big architect of the country, he is afraid to ask Stalin which one it is. So he combined both the designs and made one design. So that symbol now, I don't know how it looks like, but that is like two-faced. That's what they're telling. The full explanation is given here, but that's not important for you. But the point is that everybody were afraid of Stalin to even ask something like this, very basic thing. And now that later that building was demolished or something, and now something else is standing there. That and all is their architecture, internal policy, leave it. So now this story, if you see, the story is often told to show how Stalin was feared even by the most famous architect of Soviet Russia. Historically, the rulers of Russia followed the axiom or the policy, it is better to be feared than loved. Okay, if you are like a kind of loving person, someone, you will get a lot of followers and this thing. If you are a person who has that fear, I mean others have fear on you, then also people will be there against, without telling anything against you, will stand with you. Okay, so that is what their axiom or their policy is. Russian President Putin is not entirely different. That's what they are comparing both. Putin has always emphasized this constitutional integrity, all these things and all, but he has a complete grip on the system. Okay, world's most powerful leader and all, until last few years, a report came, it was always Putin in the number one. Because everybody fears him. He has the, one thing is the biggest country. Russia is the biggest country by land value, land volume. And he has that much grip on the complete country, the complete army. He has his own private army, which we will discuss now. So this made him the most powerful person. Okay, those days. Now it is going down. That's what we are discussing here. Even if you see that last line, one American writer wrote, the man in Kremlin can afford to do anything except being seen as weak. Okay, Kremlin means like the Rashtrapati Bhavan for them, where he is living. Okay, their parliament name is another. Okay, if you know the parliament name, tell in comment section. Okay, every country will have a name for their parliament. If you know that, tell that in comment section. Kremlin is the place where he lives. So he can do anything except showing himself as weak, meaning he will never, in media you will not see him crying, or you will see him like he is lost anywhere. Everywhere he will be dominating others. Okay, but now what happened, as I told, the civil war, he has become weak. Okay, that is what we are going to discuss now. But this aura of power and invincibility, meaning that he cannot be defeated or something, was dented on June 24, 2023, last week, when an armed column of Wagner mercenaries. Wagner is actually a group which he himself made. This photo you can see with arrow mark, that person, that is actually, it used to be his personal chef or personal cook, you can tell. Okay, Prigozhin, his name in yellow you can see, Prigozhin. So he, even when Modi and all went there, he has served food. Okay, this person's lot of photos are there on internet. But Russia, Putin decided, I'll make my own private army. Okay, it need not be army men and all. His loyal, trusted people, he gave weapons, he gave money, everything, and made a powerful army. And this has been useful in many operations which Russia did. That I'll tell you in the next slide. Okay, in Syria, in many places, Georgia, he was using this. What happened is now, even in the Ukraine war, they are in the front line. They are in the front line and they are capturing place after place in Ukraine. But he decided, okay, due to some reason, he felt that the other army, the actual government army is attacking the Wagner group or something. He had some issues and he turned the tank, everything, and started going towards Moscow to bring down Putin. This is what happened last week. So everybody thought it's going to be a civil war now. Even Putin, he came angrily on the video and he told, anybody who is disloyal to our country, you will be punished. Okay, Russia, it's like that. If anything you do also, actually you will be immediately jailed. Anything against the country you tell, you will be immediately jailed. But here in this case, what happened is, without this Wagner group, you cannot win Ukraine. So Russia had to compromise. And Belarus, the friendly country, came in between and they had a compromise talk. And then now they are both focusing on the war. They turned back again and they are attacking Ukraine. This is the full story. Okay, so about that, whether Putin's power has gone down, because Putin never compromises with anyone. He will finally make a result as if he is the dominating power. So this reason, last week what happened, is Russia's glory going down? Is Russia losing its aura? Is the discussion in this article. Okay. So we see here last line also, at a time when Russia engaged in an existential battle within the collective West. I mean, collective West means that one, NATO. With them when we are at a war, exactly that time, this loyal person, Prigozhin, okay, he came and attacked. That was a big shock, or big, you can tell, a loss for Putin. Okay. So now before the Ukraine war, that is the date you can see, February 24, 2022, the war started. Okay, so it's like more than 1.5 years now. Putin thought that this war, like, very instantly we will win. That's what he had the confidence. He will go and attack there. He will immediately capture, because of the Wagner army is there, his government army is there. He thought that. But what happened is entire NATO supported Ukraine, and Ukraine is fighting back. Okay, there was times in which we thought Ukraine will defeat Russia. Okay, in the past also it has happened. Japan has defeated Russia. Okay, it's not like Russia, just because it's big in size or they have a leader doesn't mean they will definitely win. Okay, so if you see, they're telling what all they have achieved. In 2008, he neutralized Georgia. 2014 took Crimea. Crimea is a small, again, island which was part of Ukraine. Okay, which Russia took it in 2014. That is when Russia was removed from G8. You hear G7 now, right? Earlier it was G8. Russia was part of that. Okay, so because of that, everybody boycotted Russia. From G8 it became G7. Okay, that is another story, another article. So 2015, troops to Syria, and where Russia's only naval base outside the former Soviet. That's actually GK for you. Whether Russia has any naval base outside its old Soviet territories, it is in Syria. Okay, so there again, if you see, neutralized two of America's allies, Israel and Turkey. This much they achieved in Putin's time. They achieved, and this is outside. At home, what it is? At home also there is no challenge for Putin. Whoever is the former president, he doesn't have any value. People, because of certain issues, have no credit for him. Then the other second most powerful person, if you say Nikolai Patrushev, he is also a loyal ally of the Putin itself. So there is no challenge for him outside also, inside also. Even the constitution he rewrote. Constitution he rewritten in such a way that no need of any more elections. Putin is the kind of lifetime president. Okay, that also done. So home also he is safe, this also safe, and his own loyal person, one Wagner group, has attacked back him. Okay, that is the problem now. Now then the Ukraine war came. On top of the Ukraine war came. And then Russia, as I told, not ready to fight a prolonged war, expected a quick victory in Ukraine. Okay, so we thought Russia will become strong and West will become weak. This is what he thought, because that time exactly, if you remember, USA had taken back its troops from Afghanistan and all, and gone back. Remember that news? That time they thought USA is already in its weakest position now. There Trump is gone, and then the next person came. The USA was completely in a very weak position. But what happened is, this USA and full team NATO supported Ukraine, and now whatever they decided, whatever Russia decided, is not happening. What they expected is not happening. So if Putin had Putin achieved a quick victory in Ukraine, it would have further strengthened Russia's position in Europe and Central Asia, but it did not happen. Okay, so Russian leader failed to control that Mr. Prigozhin, okay, who is a warlord of his own creation. Okay, and why did, it's written here, why did Mr. Putin, who once famously said that he would never forgive betrayal, cut a deal with a man, meaning compromised with a man who challenged his authority? Okay, he who always does that, he never forgives anyone. How come here? Because, as I told, without Wagner group, he cannot win the Ukraine war. Okay, the answer lies in the complex power structure of Russian polity, and there is a defense minister also, obviously. So the defense minister is the one who is planning the entire war. Okay, so he also, now in this full thing, if you fight or internally start fighting, defense minister also will not be happy. So he has to keep the defense minister happy, the name is given there, and other side Wagner is there, that also you need for the winning the war. So as of now, Putin was in a dilemma, that yellow highlighting. He cannot abandon the generals, he cannot crush Wagner. So what he has chosen to do has been to make peace even at the cost of being seen weak. In the first page I told you, he will not show himself as weak, but here he has done. So this is the overall discussion. Okay, so hope you got an idea what they are trying to tell about Russia losing its aura. This is one last page again about the same thing. Okay, historical bad wars have been bad for Russian leaders, meaning the Nicholas II or the Mikhail, all these people, wars have been always not good for Russia. Okay, but here Putin is a survivor. They are just appreciating Putin in the last page. Putin is a survivor. He has, even after all this, he knows how to handle things. He knows he will come back. That kind of all the things. Okay, but here again they are telling you compromised everything fine, but you did not understand the proper reason. Okay, the underlying reasons remain unaddressed. you did not understand why this civil war was about to happen, why that person, loyal person, turned back, and this thing, that is still not properly controlled or addressed. Okay, and Mr. Prigozhin's mutiny has tied Mr. Putin's future deeply with the result of Ukraine war, and he is aware of it. Okay, so everything is there, aware, but as of Ukraine war thing is going on, it will go like this only. After that, we will maybe again see within a civil war within Russia or something. We have to wait and see for that. Okay, now the next article, very small article, Jal Jeevan Mission or Har Ghar Jal. Okay, everywhere piped drinking water. That you would have seen here and there, like I think Puri in Orissa was the first district or something which became 100% piped this thing and all. So like that, it was news were coming. But now the statistics they are taking, just the data. So roughly 25 crore household in India in 2016, a tap water connection that delivers 55 liter capacity of potable water. Potable means drinking water. Potable water is a rarity in most of rural India, which accounts for 19.5 crore household. Okay, in 2016. 2019, Modi came and announced this scheme that complete people, rural household, will get piped drinking water by 2024, meaning not end of 2024, end of their tenure, meaning around May, June, the election will happen, right? The central election. So that by that time, everyone will get piped water is his promise. So what it was and what, see, 16% of rural household it reached till 64%. Okay, so it's a very significant growth, that we agree. But at this rate, by 24 election time, you cannot complete 100%. That is what the author is telling. Okay, this has to be appreciated whatever is done, but what promised 100% is not going to be done. So Jal Shakti Ministry and everybody are showing their own data and they are fighting. Okay, meaning state is giving one data, the village level is giving another data. So that is what is happening. And two reasons why this slowed down, this complete thing slowed down. One is the corona came in between. 2019 we declared the scheme. We did not expect 2020 mid corona will come. So that 21 and a half, 22, by till then the COVID thing was there. And 22 what happened? When the COVID was gone, Russia, Ukraine started fighting. So when they are fighting, what is the impact here? Our purchases of steel, the manufacturing, whatever you need for the pipeline and all these things, that purchase is delayed. Understanding. So like this, some problems, world problems also created problem for our internal scheme. So these are the two things which the ministry told, Jal Shakti Ministry. So realistically, they are telling it is unlikely that even 75% household will be connected by that time, by the election time. Okay. Now the figures reported by the Jal Shakti Ministry are solely based on data reports by the state. Meaning state government will give. But problem here is state is giving fake data sometimes. They are giving over exaggerated numbers. Meaning this much villages done. Okay, in India how many villages are there? How many districts are there? These things you should know. Okay, just calculate and see. In your, like suppose you take Kerala. Okay, that bottommost Kerala has 14 districts. Tamil Nadu will have around 30-40 districts. So like that district count, you imagine around 600-700 districts will be there in entire India. Okay, as an aspirant, you should start thinking all these things. Everything is not about by-hearting numbers or somebody spoon-feeding you. You should think how many districts will be there. Comparing with your district and neighboring district, take an assumption. How many will be there districts? Like that, how many villages will be there? Around 6-7 lakh villages will be there in entire India. In that, they are telling, okay, I think in the next page it will come. Okay, or here it's still there. Only 1,68,157 villages have been reported by states. Okay. But again, this is state is giving the number. But in the ground level, the panchayat or village, they have to certify and tell that this is Har Ghar Jal. That very less has done. Okay. So there is a under-reporting or over-reporting. Something data problem is there. So we really don't know whether it is actually happening. The pipe fitting and everything is actually happening as per the states are claiming. And they did an independent commission survey. Independent assessment commission by Jal Shakti Ministry sampled about 3 lakh household in 13,000 villages and reported 62% household as connected in October last year. So it's telling that is good, but too small a sample to be representative. As I told, there are, if suppose 6-7 lakh villages, you take just 13,000 villages, not even 1 lakh, and then do a survey and tell this much percent is done. It's a very small sample. So that is not enough to prove that the scheme will be successful by next year, we complete by next year. Then they are telling they are doing fittings and these things in already such states where 80-90% pipe were already there, like Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab. Okay, because of various schemes which were already there, already many pipeline is there. There you just do for the next remaining 100 villages and then immediately tell, okay, 100% done. That is not enough. You have to go to those states like Bihar or Orissa where only 20%, 30% is there. There you have to make it 100%. So overall there are problems. Understanding. So that is why a transparent way of disclosing the scheme's performance should be done. That is what the author is telling. Okay, hope you got. So this article, if you read by yourself, it will be a little difficult. I have put it in bullet points for you to understand. Now last article, again lengthy article, but I'll tell you quickly. Global stock take, it is there since 2015, it is there in news because of Paris Agreement, Paris Climate Change Agreement. First thing, basics, if you are a new student, maybe you don't know, there is a body called UNFCCC, United Nations Framework for Climate Change. Okay, so that there is a body. Every year they will be meeting, okay, in a different country. So when they meet, it is called COP, Conference of Parties. When anybody meets, it's called COP only. Like if suppose a desert UNCCD is there, or any UN related something, no, they will have a COP, Conference of Parties, every year. COP1, COP2, COP3, like that. So UNFCCC also once upon a time started their COPs. So around 2015 time, it was around, I think, COP21 or something like that, COP. Latest one, which now 2023, which happened, will be around COP28, I think. Okay, I think in Dubai or Egypt or somewhere it happened, in the Middle East somewhere it happened, the recent one. That you can Google, you will get it. So the COP keeps happening. They will declare a lot of things also, like our Kyoto Protocol came, our different climate related things will come. The latest very important thing being the Paris Climate Agreement, which we told by 2030, this much temperature should be reduced by all the countries. Okay, like that we are doing. So now they have made something called it's already there in the plan, in the written clauses it's there, global stock take, meaning the globe, how it is performing. Are they actually reducing the temperature? Are the correct funding being given by the developed countries to the developing countries? Are the technology being shared? Are the resources being shared? Are they helping each other, and actually is it working or not? That is called as global stock take. So global stock take 1, 2, like that, it will happen in, not like every year. It will happen after this many years. So the first global stock take, if you see in the picture also, in 2023 is the first global stock take. After that, again, if you see 2028 will be another global stock take. So like that it will happen. So because we are in 23 now, that is why it is in news. Understood the point? It is a Paris climate thing clause only. But 23, we have the first global stock take where we check how much has progress happened in the global level. Okay, country level, what it is there? There is something called NDC, Nationally Determined Contribution, meaning nationally, each country, how much they will contribute to this cause, how much temperature you will reduce, how much funding you will put. Okay, that India also has India's own NDC, and we were, I think, one of the first country to submit it to UNFC that time, 2015. Okay, this NDC is like this. We will like this much greenhouse gas we will reduce, this much trees we will plant, this much, like that we gave our NDC, and that has been revised also every now and then. So now global thing, that is countries thing, now globally is called global stock take. Okay, so here the definition is given: global stock take is intended to evaluate progress on climate action at the global level, not the national level, and identify overall gaps to achieve the Paris Agreement as well as opportunities to bridge them. Okay, so now this picture you can see, you can pause and see what all is written there. That is not there in the Hindu, that I took it for your knowledge. So Bonn Climate Change Conference, again in Bonn, Germany, the climate change conference happened. Okay, and that was the last discussion about the first global stock take which is happening this year. Okay, let's see, COP28 in Dubai, okay, which happened, the latest COP. So here the global stock take is mandated under Article 14 of the Paris Agreement to assess collective progress towards the long-term global goals. This includes progress on all these things: greenhouse gas reduction, building resilience to climate impact, securing finance, everything. Okay. Now the outcome of global stock take will inform countries on how to update. I mean, based on how the globe is performing now, it will tell you countries like that you people are not doing right, or maybe you are already doing right, whatever it is, that update will come. So in 2014, as I told, temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius, that is what their target is. So Bonn conference, as I told again, the main point of problem or discussion now before this global stock take they are discussing is, one is how to be fighting against this climate change. Okay, another thing is the funding as they promised. Developed countries will give I think $100 billion or something every year or something to the developing country. That is not happening. So these two were the point of contention they are telling. Okay, between whom? Between the developing countries on one side and the environmental integrity group. There is something called environmental integrity group represented by the European Union and some other those rich countries. They are on one side, and developing country on the other side. They are discussing or fighting. Okay, that is what happened in the recent meet. Now this term, just transition pathway, it can come in UPSC. Okay, they will put this and tell what is it related to climate change, or maybe some DNA research, or some 3-parent baby. They will ask whatever science terms they have, and they will ask this just transition pathway is related to what, or maybe detailed clauses also they will ask. So just means it's not the normal English word just, it is the just like justify or fair, it should be fair. Okay, fair transition pathway, just transition pathway. So this one is an output of output placed at, if you see, COP28, and the parties to the Paris Agreement has introduced this at actually COP27 it came in Egypt, and now that in COP28 also is being discussed. So India's climate policy is derived from the principle of common but differentiated responsibility. Okay, CBDR, which we tell, that is India's and USA, suppose they both are in this plan, right, to reduce climate issues. So India and USA both have common goals but differentiated responsibility, meaning USA and all already has done the industrial revolution and this all, they have emitted that much carbon dioxide, everything they have done. Okay, India is just in the phase of developing now. So that time you cannot tell like you also reduce 10,000 tons of carbon, you also reduce 10,000 tons, that you cannot tell. There will be differentiated responsibility. USA has to do more things. India is in the developing phase. India will be given a little more free timeline. Okay, meaning by 2030 if they have to reduce something, India only by 2047 we will reduce. Understanding? So that is what common goals but differentiated responsibility, that is CBDR. So that same thing is there in this just transition pathway also. It should be just, it should be fair. Not like you impose something on us or you don't give us the finances and then expect that climate change will get okay. Understanding? That is the overall meaning. Remaining all is simply bullet points I have extended to make it a essay kind of answer. Okay, so it's a learning for you how to drag one point and write it in a very beautiful essay type thing. Okay. So India, if you see last line, India also stated that the route to just transition needs to be clubbed with the means of implementation. Okay, meaning just fairness, everything okay. Now the means, you give us fund, you give us technology, you tell us ideas, then we will try to implement it. Okay. So in the draft text of this UNFCCC which I told, there it's written all these things. The idea of NDC, National Determined Contribution, all these things are there. And this Paris thing is a bottom-up approach. You know, bottom-up and top-down. Okay, like Planning Commission, Niti Aayog was there. Planning Commission was top-down. They are, Prime Minister and team is deciding something, tell okay, this village you do whatever you want. Okay, and then everything failed. That's why we came with Niti Aayog now in 2015. Niti Aayog is a bottom-up approach. From down, we will see the problems here and there they will make plans, then send it to the upper level. So it's a bottom-up approach. That works better. Okay, because ground level we can solve problems. Not instead of they deciding whatever they like and funding like equally. Okay, 10 districts are there, give 10 crores to everyone. That doesn't work. You have to see what problem is there. Then accordingly you have to give here 10 crore, here 6 crore, here 4 crore. That you have to do, the funding distribution. Okay, so that is what top down and bottom up. So here it's a bottom up approach. Okay, countries decide their national this thing, then you decide and then you work according to it. So again, in the bond negotiation, developing countries were able to strengthen the just transition pathway as opposed to the developed countries which laid more emphasis on mitigation. Okay, meaning developed countries are more bothered about like solve it, implement it, not like differentiated responsibility or no fairness, nothing. Okay, so helps the parties in respecting other soft obligations emanating from the UN Sustainable Goals of 2015 and ILO's guidelines. Meaning again, there are other obligations under UN Sustainable Development Goals are there, then ILO, okay, ILO's guidelines are there. So all these things should be considered while making anything. Okay, and last they are telling about the finance also. Here again, as I told, they simply dragged that same point again and again. Okay, here we see that red color, many observers say that only a fraction of $100 billion has actually been realized. Okay, actually been given. And that when did we decide that it should be given? In 2009, the Copenhagen is a place, okay, in Denmark I think. Copenhagen Climate Change Conference 2020 was made, in that conference 2009, it was decided 2020 will be the deadline for developed countries to jointly mobilize $100 billion. But that has not happened. By 2020 we should have given. They decided in 2009, but it has not happened. And again, if you see that those people, Environment Integrity Group, insisting on something called mitigation work program to get the finances. Okay, mitigation work program, again UPSC can ask any of these, that's why I put everything highlighted. And then down if you see again they are telling World Bank has to be involved in all these discussions and climate change programs because most of the finances has to come from there also. So important to integrate the World Bank in climate change negotiations. Okay, and the last line, everything should comply with principle of equity, justice and fairness. Understanding? Equity, justice and fairness. So this is what they are trying to tell in this complete article. Okay, global stock take. So now this would have been looked maybe lengthy if you have heard till the end, but I am trying to give you every single line in the article. I am reading it myself and then making it simplified for you. So if this model is not working or if you have any suggestion, okay, you can tell. The timings is wrong. I know now like midnight or post midnight I'm posting this, but you can watch it anytime. It's not a live session anyway. So you can watch it tomorrow morning. You can see the previous day's editorial. I will try to correct it also. We'll try doing daily mornings itself because morning 6 o'clock Hindu comes. And if I take 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours time it takes actually to read, understand, make it presentation, then record it for you and publish it, it takes 4-5 hours of my time per day. So I have many other responsibility also. I have to work with my paid test series students. I have to make Plums episode for you. I have to coordinate with other team members. There are many things which I am doing for you. So please try to tell in comment section so that we can improve. Okay. And if this you feel is the best, feel free to tell in the comment section that it is the best editorial I saw, or this is the problem I saw. Tell whatever, so that others also who's first time maybe scrolling YouTube, they suddenly see this, they should understand, right, whether this is worth watching or not. Your comments decide whether VYSHIAS is good or not. So please support us. Okay, you have to be our kind of faces or our brand ambassadors or someone. Okay, you are the ones who are learning from us, so you are the best people to tell. Instead of we telling like ours is the best class, you students should tell whether you are getting any gain or not. So please try to support us in not only this video, every other teacher who is doing Plums and all, putting a one comment, you take like how many seconds, a fraction of a second it takes for putting a comment. Okay, or copy paste, you are watching 10 videos, copy paste the same comment in all the 10 videos. But your comments decide whether VYSHIAS will sustain and VYSHIAS will keep doing free videos for you. Okay, this and all we could have put a paid class. We had a thought of editorial put in a paid series. Still we will have, I know, 100-200 people will surely anyway come and buy. But I thought why not take it to the larger audience. So please try to support, because many times Hindu has been started and stopped. If you want to continue, us to continue, please support. Okay. So many lectures are there. That also, as I told, many lectures have been in halt also because of your lack of comments and support. Please do that. And WhatsApp you are appreciating, that is fine. WhatsApp I get hundreds of messages. I put screenshot of almost every comment also on the status also. But that only that limited people are seeing. YouTube many people will see. So please put your comments in YouTube. WhatsApp also you continue to be in touch with me. If you are a new person, please first get the foundation, then watch the free lectures, enroll to our test series if needed. Within 1 year, you will understand that wasting money on coaching was not at all required. VYSHIAS have taught much more than what they could have taught you. So tell the comments. I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.